Movement Fabrications, Nottingham's choice for custom signs, designs, repairs, and all things metal. Visit them online at airmovefabs.co.uk or find them on Facebook. Air Movement Fabrications, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Custom racing shirts, hero cards, paint schemes, and much more. From local racers to big race teams, we've got your back. Based out of upstate New York, Krutz Custom Graphics is the motorsports design specialist, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Welcome, race fans, back to Primetime Racing TV. Here tonight with the SuperSpeedway DXT Series, here from Daytona International Speedway. The Xfinity, the B cars here on iRacing, and as always in the booth with me tonight, Corey Silva and Evan Black. And I think, speaking for myself here, I am ready for a wonderful show here tonight.
It's always an exciting race with the DXT drivers, a lot of aggressive 2-3 wide racing. I don't think you'll see anything different here, but the first time on PTRTV we'll be covering them from the Daytona International Speedway.
Yeah, this race should be really exciting and interesting with these Xfinity cars here at Daytona.
Now, we do not cover these guys when they run their Wednesday league, but we do cover them obviously Sundays. But just in case you didn't see the finish, here is a quick recap of the finish of Wednesday's Talladega race. Yeah, so a very calamity-ridden finish, but down to a photo finish, so wouldn't honestly be surprised if we see something similar here at Daytona.
Yeah, we've seen some really exciting finishes from these guys in the 2 or 3 weeks that we've been broadcasting them.
And I believe one of my colleagues in the booth has the up-to-date point standings they can help us go over as I pull up it on your screen.
Yeah, I do. Right now, for the DXT drivers only, Lucas Cram is leading the points with Kevin just by 2 points over Kevin Spencer, and then Ricky Wall, David Warren, and top 5 is John Amati.
In case anyone was wondering, from Wednesday, the top 5 finishers from Wednesday's race was the 96 of Kevin Spencer taking the win. Next was the 77 of Michael Cosi Jr., third was 44 of Lucas Cram, fourth was the number 10 of Rod Flagg, and fifth was the 82 of Daniel Harrington. That was your top 5 finishers from Wednesday.
So qualifying just about to wrap up here, so as soon as it officially does, we will get you the Primetime Racing TV starting lineup here for the DXT SuperSpeedway Series at Daytona. On the pole here today is going to be Rodney Wofford with a 49.85 second lap. We offer our congratulations to him on his pole, outside pole. Rod flag, always a driver to qualify up front. Next is Harry Tiller in third with Jay Riot in fourth. Glenn Hedrick in fifth, Travis Brown in sixth. Chris Patton seventh, Jared Haggerty in eighth, and Ricky Wall and Joseph Gringe, I believe that to be, in the 10th position.
Gary Champion in 11th, Lucas Cram in 12th, Richard Reagan Jr. in 13th, and then Connor Jakes, Dominic Lee, Nicholas Schmeg, Andrew Sanders, Daniel Jackson, Casey Drake, and then round out the top 20 is Matt Spalding.
21st is Cole Borgstad, 22nd Mark Emery, then it's Michael DeGroat, TJ Buck, Caleb Weekly, David Warren, Joey
Piccolo. Yeah.
Alright. Hayden Irely, Robbie Lyons, Seth Demerit, Michael Cosi Jr. Yeah, Demerchant, sorry about that. Spencer Preet, Kyle Manger, Brennan Chuberko.
Can't mess up Chuberko.
I'm not good with names, I'm sorry. Jordan Polly, Corey Smith, Mike Schultz, TJ Cray, Chris Pisani, or Piscini, I believe, Joseph Dewisha, Kevin Spencer, and rounding out the field is John Amati.
A bigger grid today than the even Monster Energy Cup Series run, so...
Yeah, really big field, 42 cars, that's going to be... There's probably going to be some carnage.
I would like
come
to
on,
apologize.
Evan, you got to be optimistic.
I would like to quickly apologize if I mispronunciated, if that's an English word, any of the drivers' names. I
apologize for mispronunciating the word enunciate.
This is why I let Corey and Evan go first, and I take the leftovers. But I ended up with most drivers.
Yeah, you had to do 22 or so cars.
Yeah, we usually only have 20, 30 car grids, but we had a full grid today, so that left more on Brandon's shoulders. But something I do want to discuss for last week's race, you may have watched us commentate for you. The ticker was acting a little haywire with changing laps and whatnot, and it was confusing a lot of people. We do expect that issue to be fixed today. And we also, because a lot of our races have ended on a timer, we have added a timer on the ticker as well. So if the timer does come into play, we will know exactly how much time is left, so we don't sound like dimwits try to guess.
Yeah, for some reason, a lot of times whenever we have the timed race, they'll tell me one thing and then Brandon a different thing. So it's kind of hard to tell which one's the actual timer.
So now you, the fans, as well as us in the booth here, will have an accurate representation of how much time is left, if it does come to that, which we hope it doesn't, but it's a potential.
Pretty long race, 90 laps here at Daytona.
Evan Black's first blooper in the booth here with Prime Time.
Daytona International Speedway.
Nice.
I got that out eventually.
Alright, so for the first time tonight, these guys stacked up, doubled up, ready for the green flag to drop here at Daytona International Speedway.
Not Daytona.
Now, pace car makes a hard left turn off pit road. Immediately, the green flag is in the air. They're underway from Daytona.
Lap 1 of 90 is beginning here as this race gets underway, and obviously still double file formation we have these drivers. And Rod Flagg trying to get that outside going, but he only has a tiny bit of help being from Jay Riot.
Yeah, only 2 cars in the outside lane really got going there. Everyone else just did not get going.
Down the back straightaway, everyone's still okay. Looks like we have one driver pulling off to the inside, perhaps trying to get out of the mess. That looks like it actually is Gary Champion.
This outside line not getting anywhere right now, and there's 2 cars still trying to hang in there on the outside, but they're not getting very far. Now the 69 car pulls up. That's Harry Tiller, I believe, and they're going to try to push him to the front.
Harry Tiller to the top with the assistance of Jay Riot and Rod Flag up there. They're the 3 drivers up there. Looks like Jared Haggerty in the 6 soon approaching, and now we're going to have a very full pace lap formation, as I like to say, here on lap 2.
The outside line starting to gather everything up here now, and a lot of guys moving up there, and the 21 was looking, but Harry Tiller was there. Now we got another car pulling off in the apron, trying to avoid the madness here. What is up front?
Matt Spalding almost got into the grass there, but he's out of the way. It looks like a lot of drivers that are saying, all right, I'm out of it. I'm saving my car for later.
These guys pounding on each other's back bumpers, trying to gain any little bit that they can on one another, and this is what leads to some carnage, guys. We've seen the bumper hook over and over again in these Xfinity cars, and they are well known in the Xfinity cars. Something these guys really have to watch out for.
Good point, Evan. Remember, we brought you a truck series a couple times, and those machines are a lot more stable. The slightest tap in the turns, this will have a 40-car wreck in these Xfinity machines, so these drivers really have to give room, have some patience, have some courtesy in the turns.
We just about had that bumper hook happen on the inside line.
Yeah, and you can tell when these guys start to get squirrely, all it takes is one wrong move across the bumper, and it swipes the whole field out, and that's not a hotel that you want to check out of right now.
I like that one.
You like that?
As we take lap number 4, Rodney Wofford still has the lead. Harry Tiller on the outside still has Rod Flag up there. They've been pushing. They've had a good amount of drivers up there, but they just can't do anything with it.
The 21 ducks to the outside. They're going to try to pass for the lead. Harry Tiller locked to his back bumper, and the 21 is going to try to clear. He moves back down low. New leader.
Glenn Hedrick in the 21 takes the lead for the first time today, taking the lead away from Rodney Wofford. Still have the 69 up here in a lap car coming up. That may give some assistance to whoever's able to draft off of him.
Harry Tiller leading the top line once again. He's going to try to see if they can get anything done. I believe that's Rod Flag on his back bumper now. They're going to try to push their ways back up to the front.
These guys are racing like it's the last lap up here. We have nose to tail, no space being given. Everyone is going for it. Double file formation, probably about 20 to 25 cars, I'd say, at this top pack. Some slicing and dicing here, 3 wide for the first time today as we're in turns 3 and 4. I believe that's the 6 of Jared Haggerty stuck up top. No one wants to give him room in that third lane. No one wants to help him.
No, these guys, some of these guys are getting a little bit anxious right now, and caution flag is out. The first caution of the night here at Daytona International Speedway.
I see Richard Reagan damaged on pit lane. Do you guys see anything else? I don't see anything at the moment. I see Corey Smith actually slow. Corey Smith was slow and damaged, so I'm going to follow him. It's the only real lead I have as to what caused that yellow.
Let's see here.
Corey Smith was running by himself there, so I can't imagine. Caution was well out before that.
Trying to look for any cars that may have been sideways in the track, or... Oh, I see it. The number 30 machine of Corey Smith was sideways.
But it looks like there was something ahead of him there. Saw a little bit of smoke ahead of Corey Smith before he spun.
I don't see anything. I think that was the cause. Oh, iRacing and their tricky yellows here. You wouldn't normally see a yellow for something like that. That was really odd.
46. We've solved the mystery.
Oh, really?
It was Richard Reagan. Something happened to him. And again, he was running by himself here. Richard Reagan was running by himself. The 72, I believe, Spencer Preet. Yeah, Spencer Preet hit the back of the 46 of Reagan.
Just bumper wrecked him.
And then as that second pack came, looks like Corey Smith may have tried to make a right-hand turn there and just hit the wall. So while we were replay searching there, good amount of drivers pitted, but we did have about 5 or 6 stay out.
Corey, I see someone in chat that I'm kind of talking with is asking what the yellow spoilers and bumpers mean. What exactly does that mean?
The DXT drivers are essentially, if you want to compare to real life, the Xfinity drivers. So they are designated with the yellow spoilers, yellow splitters. First one we can see here is actually Lucas Cram. So he has that, but every driver in the league does have the SuperSpeedway banners, but only the DXT drivers that are running for points in this series will be denoted by the yellow vehicles. Pace car still has the lights on it, so it'll be at least another 3 to 4 minutes of pacing here. So we'll go to our first commercial break here. We'll be right back with you. Stay with us.
No to green out, Coral now.
We're back here on Primetime Racing TV. As the one to go has come out, and we will get doubled up, stacked up, and ready to go racing here in a lapse time.
Chris Patton and Travis Brown are the front row. Did they pit, Corey, or did they stay out?
The first 5 drivers did not pit.
So for the second time tonight, these guys stopped up, stacked up, ready to go back green flag racing.
And someone will call me out on it in chat, so I'll beat them to the punch. I do not know what's going on with the ticker. We talked to iBog.co, and he said it was fixed. It's not. It is a 90-lap race. Looks like it is auto-calculating again, so apologies for that. It is a 90-lap race, but at the current pace, the ticker is telling us that we're not going to finish, so just note that there are 90 laps on the scheduled distance, and we will look again into that, so apologies for that.
We can't seem to find the issue with it, and
Jason Allison at iBog.co is a very smart guy. He knows he's inside out, knows his connections, and they have not figured it out, but we will continue to work on it.
.co, star.
What did I say?
CO.
Close enough. We're American, we can say that. So Chris Patton in the 71 will be the control car on this start as we await the pace car to take the hard left turn to pit road. It does, and the green flag is in the air. 3 wide already looking in the back here. Looks like we have a couple drivers. The 11 machine thought he was going to go for it, thought better of it, but we still have some 3 wide mid-pack.
The outside is starting to fade just a little bit. I don't know if maybe they'll be able to get back going again.
They're turned. Nicholas Schmidt.
The big one at Daytona International Speedway. Caution flag is in the air. There is I don't even know what to call that.
That's at least 15 cars.
That's called a wreck, Brandon.
I was trying to come up with
It's when the cars get damaged. It's called
I was trying to come up with my own one-liner, and I failed to do so. And that was netcode at its finest. Oh my. The 99 was nowhere near the 7 machine, and he got turned. And that's due for those of you who are not in iRacing, that is purely due from poor connection.
Yeah,
And,
there was a good couple feet there, at least on our end, but the whole world of internet saw otherwise, so that took out a whole bunch of drivers, but they do have 1 reset here, so that is worth noting. 1 opportunity to grab a new vehicle and get a reprieve, if you will. So they can go into the pits, get that new car. They will not have another one. They have 1 reprieve, 1 quick fix. But you don't want to use it this early in the race.
That's at least 15, 20 cars.
Yeah, and it always sucks when cars are taken out that way. You never like to see any incidents caused by netcode because, especially at SuperSpeedways, everything's so close, and what you just saw is what happens, especially off of a restart.
And more so at Daytona than at Talladega. This is a it is technically a shorter track, but it is also a much more narrow track. So there's even less room to navigate, less lanes to avoid, less places to go. So it makes these wrecks sometimes even a little bigger than they would be at the sister track Talladega.
Corey, do you know if there's a penalty for using a reset or not?
I do not
I don't believe there is. I think your penalty is having to use it.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing a race, one of the other 2 that we broadcasted, where somebody did use their reset and was able to kind of maintain their position the way that it worked out. So if I remember that correctly, yeah, I think it's just once you use it, and then you're just good luck for the rest of the race. So
Why don't we do a... Well...
Corey, were you going to say something, or did you just feel like saying so?
I just wanted to imitate Maxim Brady, is that his name?
Maxim Beatty.
Maxim Brady, whatever that
Close
face.
enough.
Yeah, that guy.
Same thing. You know, there's that guy.
There's that guy.
I
don't want to use
video stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to say the ethnicities because if I get it wrong, I'll offend somebody, knowing how this society is that we live in. So, but he starts off all of his videos saying "so," and then he says something really ridiculous, and yeah. Anyways,
It's a pretty good impression, Corey.
we have 2.5 minute pace laps, 10 laps into a race, so we got to save some of our banter for later.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long one at this rate, I believe, and hopefully these guys can get it straightened out here and run a few green flag laps. But you know, this is a development series, and these guys, these drivers really have to learn somehow. I guess I wouldn't say the best way of learning is, you know, wrecking, but
Well,
I guess it has to happen.
Well, I know Evan and Brandon, I know you guys said you were on the driver radios and kind of heard a lot of interesting chatter about how the racing was predicted to be. Or am I making that up?
Well, these guys are predicting it to be, well, one big caution.
From what they were saying in practice.
Yeah.
I was going to say, keep it rated G. I mean,
it's the amount of cars that are in the field tonight, and it's a development series. I mean, we've got almost an iRacing full field. Just one car more, we would have been a full field. You know, so it's tough. It's really tough.
There's just really no way with a 40-car field that you can go green for very long.
Yeah,
it's
especially,
really hard.
Especially at Daytona.
It all depends on the mindset of the driver. Yeah, it depends on the mindset of the drivers. If you have, and again, we're not telling drivers how to race, but if you have to kind of kill some laps, if you will. Plate racing, you could go from 15th to 1st in 15 laps if you really want to. So, is there really a need to go all for it on lap 2 when you have 90 more? You have to kind of hold the reins back and buy some laps, get a green flag, pit stop in, the field will spread out, you have less competition, then you go for it. No, that's at least how I usually approach plate racing.
Well, usually when I plate race with you, you do that for about 10 laps and then you're bored.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then I go with you and we both wreck.
We do not both wreck. It's usually only one of us.
That's a good point. And it's usually me.
But going to what Evan just said, we've raced a bunch ourselves in various leagues and just some fun racing here and there. And you'll say you're going to stay in the back, you're going to buy some time, and then the competitive edge just gets out in you, and you're like, I can't do this. And you go for it, and you end up going for those holes that don't exist, and we have a smoke show that we just saw. So it's kind of a tricky edge to walk on.
Someone keep track of how many times I'm going to say this tonight, but once again, these guys stacked up, doubled up, and ready to go back green flag racing here at Daytona International Speedway.
Well,
catch all the action tonight live on Primetime Racing TV, and, you know, stick around. Just grab a snack, grab a drink, and, you know, we'll be here for another hour and a half or so.
Well, I believe you're going to say it as many times as we have a yellow, so the appropriate amount of yellows is how many times you will say it, assumingly.
So it's not really hard to keep track.
I never said it was going to be hard.
We have the technology.
To keep track. Yeah, we do.
So, Mr. Doubled Up, Stacked Up, you can take him down for the restart.
All right, so pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn down into pit road. And after it does that, there should be an immediate drop of the green flag. And here we go. Pace car is pulling into the safety of pit road now. The 71 onto the gas. The green flag back in the air. The outside line got a pretty good start. None of these guys are really formed up.
Yeah, Lucas Cram got a really good start, but no one behind him or Chris Patton got going.
Yeah, Cram's going to have to utilize the side draft here to have any chance, but just as that happens, Rodney Wofford comes to his back bumper, but that's all they have for a ways back until Casey Drake.
Another turn! Another big wreck!
No caution.
Rodney Wofford upside down.
One upside down, barrel rolling down into the infield. Heavy, heavy wreck. He is, the number 7 car is upside down on his roof.
So we're going to have to go, we're going to have to watch that from his camera. There's no choice behind that.
Oh my
On board with the 7 of Rodney Wofford here behind Lucas Cram. You can see double file formation just about to get a run. He got hooked in the left rear by somebody.
It was, once again, pretty big net code. There was a good 2 or 3 feet or so between him and the 21.
I'll avoid giving us all a seizure there, so we'll turn that camera off as he barrel rolled.
He, well, in case any of you folks are wondering how he got upside down, he kind of got pinched in between the outside wall and the 6 machine, and the 09 drove up into it, had nowhere to go, and as his wheels, looked like his passenger side wheels were up in the air, and the 09 drove up underneath him, and he barrel rolled right down the banking into the grass. Unbelievable wreck here, and another couple of cars involved. So while these guys under yellow here once again, see if any of them decide to come down pit road.
So probably about 10 people have not used their quick fix yet.
Just out of reference for the fans, we talked earlier, this is a 100 100-minute race, which equates to 1 hour and 40 minutes. And just as reference, we've gone through 20 minutes of this race, and we've amassed 16 laps of completion. So we will pull that up from time to time if the yellows do carry on, just so we have reference. Again, the ticker is calculating right now, based on the lap times that we're running, how many laps it thinks we will run. That's not, we are working to fix that, but just as kind of a ballpark figure, the ticker thinks we'll only complete 63 laps at this current pace. So,
but that's if we do a minute 50 laps.
That's if this entire race is under caution. So again, we are working on that with our overlay provider to get that issue fixed, because it is supposed to just say 90 the whole time. But I mean, just as reference right now on a talking point, that's about how the race is going. We're only going to have about 50 laps left instead of 60, well, 70. So we will, and I hate doing this so much, but we will go to another commercial break here, so stay with us and we'll be back with you for a restart.
I grew up in Northern California. My parents were just really big race fans and took my sister and I to, sprint car races pretty much every Friday and Saturday night. So I did outlaw kart racing from 7 till I was 14. And then that's when I got into 360 and 410 wing sprint cars. There's just something about dirt racing that's just, you can't get anywhere else. I enjoy going back to race them whenever I can. I get to run, about 20 to 25 dirt races a year and try and, put on a show every time I'm there.
Battle for the lead. Kyle Larson to the inside of Shane Stewart. Slide job, no. Larson unable to complete the pass. He'll follow Shane Stewart down the back straightaway. Stewart makes the move to the inside of Craig Kinsler. Kyle Larson goes around the outside out of turn 4. You've got a new race leader. Kyle Larson from ninth leads on lap number 23.
I'm probably just a little more relaxed, I guess, at the dirt track just because it's for fun. Where the NASCAR stuff, it's points racing and a lot bigger sponsors and stuff you have to please and all that. You're there for 3 days a week, so your approach is a little bit different there. Where sprint cars, you're there for 5 or 6 hours and moving on to the next racetrack. So I've been on iRacing, I think, since 2009 or 10. Yeah, I remember, yes.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here, and once again, these guys stacked up, doubled up, ready for the restart here from Daytona International Speedway. Again, you're watching Prime Time Racing TV, brought to you by AMF, Air Movement Fabrications, Krutz Custom Graphics, iBog.co, and Tabor Web Design. Watching the SuperSpeedway DXT Series. Driver Development Series here is for the SuperSpeedway Cup.
Been a shaky start thus far. We've had about 2 or 3 big ones in the first 19 laps, so perhaps this will be the money start. Let's get some clean green racing going, or so we hope. We have Chris Patton on the circuit right now in the lead. Caleb Weekly to his outside. We await the pace car and the green flag. There it is, green flag in the air. The 93 of Weekly did not get a good run at all.
The 71 got almost too good of a start. He's going to have to watch in his rearview mirror. The 93 ducks in behind him and probably saved the 71 from getting passed up there.
And someone to the apron there.
Oh, Harry Tiller almost getting turned to the inside.
Thank God he was given some space there. Gary Champion behind him doing that for him. That is not where you want to be, so it kind of lucked out there. Catch your breath.
Yeah, I don't know how he was able to get back up there.
The second pack now, these guys kind of split into 2 packs from that incident. They're going to try to catch the first pack here, and with the small chain of cars here, it looks to be possible right now. I'd like to point out some of these guys who were in the back for quite a while coming to the front. One guy I noticed who was in the back for almost the whole beginning of this race is Cole Borgstad here. I know he started, I think, towards the back, and last time I checked he was in 31st. All of a sudden he caught my eye. He's up here in 6th.
Krutz Custom Graphics, what are we in? Camaros right here, sorry. Yeah, doing pretty well here for the sponsored vehicle from the Primetime Racing TV Brigade. The 95 machine having a good run in the lead pack.
Oh, wreck. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, they're wrecking. Around he goes.
Where he stops, it'll be the middle of turn 3 and 4.
Did anyone else hit him? Yeah, a couple
People
of other
drove
guys
through them,
involved.
but I don't think they got any damage.
I'm wondering if...
No, there was the 09, I believe, is now done for the night. The 08 was involved, and many guys coming to a complete stop on the apron to avoid these guys.
I'm wondering if this is just not a good day in the world of iRacing. It looks like there has been a lot of...
No, that was... the wreck was purely caused from bumper hook.
Bumper hook, and then we... had a little bit of...
And that's when he started to lag out, and people drove through him, and the unfortunate ones that weren't not able to drive through him were the 08, the 09, a rod flag just skimming through there through the grass, and then the 30, the 9, the 57, and a couple other cars behind them coming to a complete stop on the apron.
So lap 22 going on 23. Chris Patton, I don't even believe he has come to pit road at all yet. Oh, based on my overlays here, he's not. To clarify, do we have a limited fuel cell on these machines?
Yes, we do. A 55% fuel limit.
So given that, under green flag circumstances, probably about 25 to maybe, yeah, about 25 laps, I'd say, is a fuel run. We're 24 laps, we're on lap 23 right now. Chris Patton has not pitted yet.
But probably only 5 of those were green flag.
It's kind of a
so you can save a lot.
It's kind of a generic reference where 2 caution laps equals 1 green lap. So by that logic, he's run 10 green flag laps worth of fuel, so he probably still has at least 15 full speed laps in the tank. Oh my god, why can't I talk?
English is hard sometimes.
Might need a sip of my generic cola beverage because I'm not sponsored or paid to say the name.
generic brand soda.
That's the best thing I've heard all night. That soda can be anyone who wants to pay us. Kidding, not kidding.
Ah, the refreshing taste of generically branded soda that is real brand, but again, I wasn't paid to say the name. So Harry Tiller is in the second position, and remember, he was involved, if I remember correctly, in a very early incident in this race. Kind of hard to remember who was in who at this point. But a lot of these drivers, as we can tell, have gone and used their quick repairs. So even though, I mean, at this point, 2/3 of the field has probably been in some form of incident, there are a lot of clean cars here, likely due to that repair.
It'd be nice if we could tell who has a quick fix still and who does not.
Unfortunately, we have a lot of technology. We do not have the technology to say that. I don't really... A lot of times we'll pull some people into the booth under yellow, but I don't think we've really... I don't know if many of these drivers will have anything positive to say at this juncture in the race, so I think we'll spare that opportunity right now. So let's, Brandon, you're kind of the PR guy. Let's have our address some of our sponsors here on PTRTV.
Alright, Air Movement Fabrications, Nottingham's choice for custom signs, designs, repairs, and all things metal. Visit them online at airmovefabs.co.uk or find them on Facebook. Air Movement and Fabrications, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Also, Krutz Custom Graphics, custom racing shirts, hero cards, paint schemes, and much more. From local racers to big race teams, we've got your back. Based out of upstate New York, Krutz Custom Graphics is the motorsports design specialist, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Also, other partners include Taper Web Design and iBog.co.
Not CO, Corey. It's Co.
Yeah, and Brandon, just so you know, you said those out of order, so I threw off the graphics. Just note
yeah,
that.
I know I did, and I realized that after I said it. I
You need to write down a reminder or something.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you know anyone out there that's looking to partner up or sponsor someone, we are looking for more sponsors here on PTR TV, and we'll do anything that we can to get your business, you know, when it comes to advertising standpoint. So, you know, we'd love to have you guys a part of the PTR TV team.
Well, we are a growing channel, bringing you a lot of people coming to see these guys on Sundays, and we're actually almost at a full week of coverage here on PTR TV. 5 days worth of coverage to you this coming week. So if you're interested in seeing that racing, give us a like and subscribe. We are looking to get onto the iRacing portal as well. A couple leagues have expressed interest in that, but we need the help of the Primetime audience. Help Primetime shine in the big time. Like, subscribe, share our content. Let iRacing know that you think we are worthy of being on the big portal, because that is a big goal for us, so we need your help to help us achieve that.
Is that the first time you actually remember to say that, Corey? That slogan?
Well, it's
I
kind
did it last time.
So now that the bills have been paid, we await yet another restart. Hoping this is the money one that will get us going. Kind of hanging back from the pace car a little bit we are this time by. But Chris Patton, remember, he is not pitted today. He has a, I mean, it's not much of a less fuel load because we haven't had much green, but he indeed does have the least fuel of anybody on the track right now. So that may come into a factor at some point as we wait for the pace car into pit road. Green flag in the air yet again. Harry Tiller got a pretty good run on the outside, stays very close to him, but again, there's no help really on either lane behind them.
The outside line, and well, the inside for that matter as well, they're not quite formed up. They're waiting for their partners behind them as these guys shuffle around behind them.
Lucas Cram right to the back bumper of the 96 of Spencer. Almost got him loose there. These guys really have to be careful with the bumpers. These cars cannot bump. They all made it through just fine. And again, we're double file formation down the back straightaway.
Yeah, the inside lane was getting a little squirrely there, and that allowed the outside to get momentum coming out of the corner and for Tiller to be able to clear him.
Harry Tiller, who started on the outside line, the first one to really use that lane to his advantage of being able to clear for the lead, has done so, but his partner on the outside, the 18 of Gary Champion, left to hang out to dry. To the outside line, one of my favorite cars in the field, the Captain Country Machine of TJ Buck, has come to the help of Gary Champion, but just as I say that, has kind of lost him now. Now Champion really is by himself up there.
That is not at all what Champion is wanting right now. He's finally starting to get over the help.
A lot of single file here, which is kind of good to see, as we may get some laps in here cleanly. About the first 5 or 6 drivers are single file, and they're a lot more spaced out in the pack for the remainder of the double file action.
Yeah, the outside lane is starting to come a little bit now.
The 01's coming with the outside. The 44 and the 96 try to move up. They take it 3 wide behind them.
Lucas Cram in the 44 with the 36 machine around him. 36 machine, excuse me, being
Dominic Lee.
Dominic Lee. It was right in front of my face. I couldn't see it. Dominic Lee. Oh, and we're wrecking. Cole Borgstad.
2 wrecks on the front straightaway.
Back straightaway.
On the back straightaway. Yeah, that too.
Brandon is the one without the triangle.
Almost upside down with the 96, and cars going through the grass and everywhere to avoid it. Heavy, heavy damage to a couple of race vehicles here. The 44 with heavy damage, the 96 involved, the 95 of Cole Borgstad involved.
Yeah, there was 2 different wrecks there.
The 95 of Cole Borgstad was the first car to get turned, and someone came down across
Borgstad got hit by the 93 machine.
Yep.
93 being Caleb Weekly. And then
in front of them, it looked like the 96 man just didn't know he was 3 wide.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we'll go follow the 96 machine. Yeah, he got hooked by Lucas Cram.
Looks like he came up though.
Well, yeah, kind of a racing deal there. 2 guys kind of neither giving each other space. So again, behind the attention of the iRacing.com Ford Mustang 500 RS to be specific, I believe, something along those lines of technicality.
Those lines of technicality. There it is.
Well, I gotta use more words to fill in time with all these yellows.
Yes, you do.
See who does come to the attention of pit road this time by, and it looks like for the first time today, Chris Patton will be on that list.
Looks like most of the field is coming down pit road.
See what these drivers do decide to do once they hit their pit boxes, whether fuel only, some damage, all 4 tires. Looks like a bunch of, on our graphic here, so you can see the pit times. Harry Tiller takes 2 tires. I believe fuel only from Lee.
Still 28 cars currently on the lead lap, but I see a few are starting to get some wave rounds.
Now we can see the 85. I believe that is the 6 going by, getting manual wave rounds. It is a little bit different in this league. There is no lucky dog per se. The lucky dog, first driver off the lead lap, not involved in the incident, gets the free pass, gets his lap back. Doesn't quite work that way here, but you do get wave arounds. I do believe that most everybody not involved in an incident gets a wave around on the caution flag, I do believe, if I'm remembering that properly. But again, I want to thank you for tuning in to Primetime Racing TV for the coverage of the Daytona 225. The DXT series here is 90 laps of action here. Neglect the ticker that says 67. Well, we will have another lap of caution here, at the very least, 2 more of those.
So it looks like 3 cars did stay out. Mark Emery and Michael DeGroat will lead the field to the green here in a few laps.
And just as reference, we are under an hour now, so just for mathematics, we are on the clock to do 90 laps here. That would be 59 laps to go. A lap around here in the draft is about 46 seconds. So if this race went green, we would make that with no problem. But I think
not looking good at this point.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expects that. So we will end on a timer, unfortunately, for the 3rd time in 3 weeks in this series. So at least we do have reference as to what that time is this time. We took preparations ahead of time here on PTRTV to try to make that a little more user-friendly, so we all know what we're talking about. Again, what we referenced earlier here on PTRTV, we are almost at a full week of action here. We will bring you the DXT series, which we're watching right now every Sunday. We have Cyber Racing, another SuperSpeedway League on Mondays. We are going to be bringing you the ASRS Truck Series on Tuesdays, the Hardline Racing League on Wednesdays and Fridays. And Thursdays and Saturdays we are actually closed for business. So 5 days of action coming to you on PTRTV. So like and subscribe if you do like us here and you want to catch some more of our action. Happy to have you with us, and we'd love to see you. So again, like and subscribe. Be notified when we do go live every night.
Unfortunately, I will only be here on Sundays after this coming week. Believe it or not, this is not a full-time job.
But technically your other job is part-time and you're working 6 days a week.
Yeah, funny how that works.
Broadcasting can be a part-time job. That's obviously why we're closed 2 days of the week, because I am a broadcaster. I love broadcasting, but I love being in the driver's seat just as much, if not more, so I could have some time to race too, so that's why we do take 2 days off here.
Yeah, believe us, we'd love to turn this into a part-time job completely and just, you know, not really have to worry about it. But we're not as big as LSR TV, unfortunately.
And we do enjoy keeping the prices at a reasonable level compared to some of the larger channels, like giving the high-end quality that we can, but keeping it at an affordable price. So that is a goal here on PTRTV, which is seemed to be very appreciated across the board. So
pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn down into the safety of the Daytona International Speedway pit road. The 11 machine, Mark Emery, ready to get back on the gas. The pace car pulls off. Green flag back in the air.
90 on the outside. Michael DeGroat didn't really get a good start there, but Harry Tiller we all know Harry Tiller is a very aggressive driver. Giving him a really good push there. That's going to rejuvenate the run by the 90 and actually give him a chance to clear entering turn 1.
These guys slicing around and down towards the middle of the pack here, and the 90 trying to make a move down onto the outside. Will he be able to clear Emery down before the corner? He clears him, but not pulling down. He's trying to help his partner.
That's something that will remain. Oh, never mind. I'm going to take what I said right back there. Harry Tiller to the inside, ditches the 90 of DeGroat, and will go for the lead with the help of Emery to the inside.
Harry Tiller, tired of riding in second. He's going to try to lead this field around to the start and finish.
That's the risk you take with trying to help your partner.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent move by Tiller. Now he's trying to block both lanes, and the 90's got her onto the high side. He's not going to be able to block that high.
That's something that goes in the old memory bank. DeGroat will remember that later in the race, I believe, if it comes to it. He has to help Tiller. I don't think that's going to last very long. Drivers are smart about remembering those things.
Side by side, coming on the back straightaway here. These guys not going to try to push it 3 wide quite yet. I'm sure a couple of these guys want to. That outside line could work here very well at Daytona if they had enough guys up there, but it's not going to work this time. Now new leader, the number 90.
Chris Patton got to run to the outside, and here he comes on the outside with the help of Joseph DeWisha. First time we've talked about him today. Side by side for the lead, double file formation, pace slap style, as we hit the line here to take lap number 35.
2 by 2 by 2 by 2 all throughout the field here now. These guys trying to fight for positions, but they gotta watch out. They do not want another wreck here tonight.
That we do not. Almost some 3 wide going on at the back of the pack here. We have the 7, Rodney Wofford. I thought he was almost put into the middle of 3 wide hole. That did not happen, luckily. Looks like we have about 15 drivers, give or take, in this front pack.
Wide. Harry Tiller squeezing his way in there, but he's got no help. Now the help comes, and the 71 ducks down low.
Oh no, here we go.
They're wrecking the 13 into the wall, the big one again at Daytona.
I wouldn't call that the big one. Luckily,
DeWisha
DeWisha.
was going to be if he kept it up the outside wall. Unbelievable.
On primetime replay, cut me off if anything does happen, guys. But yeah, you see the 3 wide of the 90, the 69, and the 71. And as we entered turn 3,
I can't believe there's only 2 cars involved in that.
The 90 and the 13. There was a green car. Couldn't quite tell who it was that got clipped there, but looks like they weren't. The 13 wasn't aware of the 3 wide, and that just kind of killed the. Just kind of lost all the space there, but. We digress. Looks like we're back up to the front here with about only a 12-car lead pack now.
Those guys were questioning Harry Tiller's move, it seems like, and they're not quite happy with him, but he is your new race leader once again.
And he's blocking both sides of the highway, as I like to call it here. High to the bottom right now, and that's going to give Spencer Preet sole possession on the outside line. He has the push from the 7 of Rodney Wofford here, going for the lead off turn 2.
Hopping around from lane to lane, slicing and dicing here at Daytona International Speedway. That's how you hold the position, but it's not going to work now. The 72 has run to the outside with help from the 7 machine.
Is the 72 going to drop to the bottom and drop Wofford, or is he going to stay up top? It looks like he's kind of, well, there he goes, to the bottom of the track in the lane, blocking Tiller. Now the 7 of Wofford is going to have a chance for the lead up top.
Being pushed by the 31 and the 36. They've got to be careful. The 36 cannot lean on the back bumper of the 31 like that when he's in the middle.
36 almost took a peek to the top there. I don't know if they were trying to get air or just trying to lose a little bit of time, but he moved to the top. He moved back into line. Now the outside has kind of deteriorated a little bit. And we see 3 drivers, Emery, Buck, and Wall, trying to regain this pack.
Harry Tiller to the outside once again. Help from the 7 machine. The 72 is going to fall back a little bit until he gets help from the 71. They're right to each other's back bumper. Now Tiller's on the high side. Will he duck down? He's clear of the 72 machine.
Is he going to actually help the top and help Wofford out here? He will not. Drops to the bottom. 2 lappers to the top. They will stay out of the way, luckily.
The 09 into the wall right in front of the leaders. What a scary moment for those guys.
They were trying so hard to get out of the way that he actually put himself into the wall. Luckily, nothing came out of that. But yes, Harry Tiller and Spencer Preet on the inside. Wofford still trying to make a move on the outside. Has the 31 of Warren and the 36 of Dominic Lee.
The 31 has to be careful with how much he's moving, especially with the 36 right on its back bumper. It could lead to another wreck.
Down the back straightaway here at the Daytona International Speedway, you can kind of see the 3 little mini packs going on. The front pack, 2 drivers in the middle, and then 1 driver has lost them and is kind of in no man's land right now. And he's going to be dropping back quite a ways to the next group of cars.
These guys trading positions here up front. First it's Harry Tiller, then it's the 7 machine, then it's the 72 machine that are leading, and the 72 clips the apron. Tiller ducks up high in front of the 7 machine.
Tiller back to the top here, and remember, he's not been one to kind of hold a teammate there, hold a partner, so expect him to drop right to the bottom here as soon as he believes he is thoroughly clear. Well, but just as I say that, he's going to stay up top with Rodney Wofford here. Perhaps they're going to wait for both of them to clear, maybe try to drop to the bottom together, and yes, that is the case. Harry Tiller to the front with Rodney Wofford, Spencer Preet, and then we are double file for a couple rows. And as I said earlier, Ricky Wall in the 2, he is in no man's land now. He's lost the draft. It's going to be another 7 seconds back to Michael Cozy Jr., who's leading the second pack of about 7 drivers.
Will these guys try to duck to the outside once again, or will they be content kind of riding these two cars working together on the outside? It looks like a couple guys looking to maybe go out there once again, but nothing's going to happen from it.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's kind of using patience now, or trying, even though it's 2-3 wide racing at times, everyone's kind of using their heads a little bit more. It looks like we will kind of get some green flag running in. I wonder if we'll get as far to have a pit stop.
The 7 machine ducks to the outside once again. 31 right on his back bumper, trying to push him. The outside line not quite as formed up as the bottom here. Tiller's going to have the advantage on the low side.
Yeah, the outside only has 4 drivers. It's 5 on 4, 5 being to the inside. That will give the inside a little bit of advantage. But remember, the inside line is most prone to check up entering the turns after you get the huge run down the straightaways. Usually there's a checkup. That's usually when the outside prevails, like in that and on exit.
72 pushing Tiller now up front. Tiller ducks to the high side to defend. He is going to try to block both lines now that he's out front. 7 pushing him now. 72's got to watch low. Tiller ducks down low to defend the low side now. This is SuperSpeedway leading at your best here, brought to you by Harry Tiller.
Harry Tiller is very aggressive in his defense right now, but he's got to be careful because a good defense may cause an accident if he misses by about an inch. Luckily, so far, he's been very calculated with his moves left and right.
Yeah, blocking is a very dangerous game here at SuperSpeedways.
But here comes Rodney Wofford to the outside. He's got a run here. The 31 machine of David Warren's giving him a pretty good push, and they have Dominic Lee behind them. Looks like the outside has a little bit of formation, and we have to look a little further ahead. There's a whole bunch of traffic here, about a half straightaway in front of the leaders.
Hopefully that traffic will move out of the way, but you never know sometimes that it can be a little bit scary at times coming up on these lap cars here, especially going 3, even sometimes 4 wide.
Yeah, it looks like there are only a couple scattered cars, so I'm not overly concerned about them at the moment, but we never know. There have been a lot of things that have gone on board right now with David Warren in the 31. He is behind Rodney Wofford in the 7. You can kind of see what they're having to experience here. Very tight racing. You can see Tiller kind of moving up a little bit, almost chopping the nose off of the 7 in the center of the turn. That was almost catastrophic.
The 7 still trying to get something done on the high side. Harry Tiller still leading on to the low side. He seems to have the advantage down there. 72 not quite on his back bumper. These guys really have to worry about temperatures being on each other's
Tiller
back
to the
bumpers.
top.
Tiller moves up to the high side. That may hurt him. The 72 now down below.
Put yourself in the driver's seat, guys. Put yourself in the 72. Put yourself in the 7 seat. How do you feel when you see the leader chopping back and forth like this?
You start to get worried that he's going to make a miscalculation and wreck all 8 of those cars, or however many there are there in that pack.
Honestly, these front runners now are guys that I've you know, known so far in covering this league.
Don't want to cut you off, Brandon, but we got to watch out. Here comes the traffic, some slower guys, and a little bit of side-by-side amongst them. Let's see how these leaders navigate through it.
They're going to have to take it. These guys are going to have to take it.
Oh no, the 89.
Wide. They get stuck behind. The 31 gets stuck in traffic. That's going to hurt him. He's going to lose the lead pack.
Who was that? The 89 machine. Who was that? The 89 of Joseph Garind there. He just absolutely killed David Warren. Warren had to come to a relative stop there, and he's going to lose the draft and fall into no man's land.
League officials giving the 89 machine a warning for the next time that happens. And that will not be a good situation for him. Not a fan of that move from the 89. He should have just gotten up out of the way, personally.
Yeah, they
my
were.
Personal opinion on that. But,
they were running too wide, and they just. Warren did what he had to do. He didn't force a 4 wide. He kind of accepted what the situation was, even if it was to his negative.
To his negative?
To him, I was looking for a word. I couldn't find it. Leave me alone.
To his displeasure?
You're trying to sound smart, weren't you, Corey?
Here comes Spencer Preet to the outside. Only one driver up there, Dominic Lee, but they are making some headway up there. They have a pretty good bunch of momentum up there. Watch out for the bumper hook. A little bit of contact on the 72 there. Luckily, he was able to hold on to it.
The 72 and the 36 trying to work with each other on the high side. Maybe they'll get someone that jumps up with them. So far, advantage the 7 machine on down on the low side.
Now, we do have to bring this up, guys, and I know you don't have the information that I have, but we're about 17, 18-ish laps into this run now, believe it or not. So we got to think the fuel load here, and I do have the graphic here. Michael DeGroat, who is in this pack, he's run 23 laps. He did not pit on the last caution. He is going to need to pit before these guys in front of him, and is going to have to come in by himself at some point.
That'll hurt him a lot. He's going to try to hope for a yellow here, possibly. Maybe they'll get one amongst the lap cars that are racing each other back there. But, you know, he can hope. Tiller ducks below to the yellow line. The 7 machine not giving him any room to come back up.
Harry Tiller, and there he goes. They wreck.
He turns him down the back straightaway. Harry Tiller below the apron turns the 7 machine.
I don't like that at all. Here we go.
Are you kidding me?
I don't like that at all. Here we go on primetime replay here.
What kind of a move was that?
I mean, we don't like, and again, we said this in a Hardline Racing League broadcast the other day.
I don't like expressing my opinion that much, but I said it in the Hardline broadcast as well. I do not like moves like that, and I hate them with a passion. Here comes Wofford here, and I mean, Tiller was he was below the yellow line, and yeah.
Yeah, I heard he was saying that the 7 forced him down there, but he didn't.
We'll go back and watch it one more time here. We're on the rear chase cam here. We can kind of see it from up above, and that was just...
Drivers have to start using their heads, guys. This race will not end on the number of laps that it's supposed to if they don't start using their heads.
Yeah, but that never brought out a caution, so that didn't hurt them.
No, it doesn't hurt them lap-wise, but now you've only got 3 cars fighting for the lead.
I mean, I think a lot of us, I was completely under the impression there. We were under yellow, we were not. This is still under green, and there's 3 drivers. Spencer Preet, we have Dominic Lee, and Chris Patton here. These are your 3 drivers in this lead pack. We have Seth DeMerchant here now leading the 2nd pack, which is 7.5 seconds behind this. This is including Seth DeMerchant, Robbie Lyons, Kyle Manger, Lucas Cram, Michael Cozy Jr., and David Warren. Remember, he got dropped off the first pack with the lap car incident there. He's now joined these guys, and this will take you back through 9th position. So again, sorry, we are broadcasters, supposed to be unbiased. I kind of tell our opinion on that incident. Apologies for that. We don't want to display opinion, but it was not really a very good situation.
It's part of our job, let's face it. Stuff like that, as much as we don't like to call it out, but come on.
So again, we'll focus back up front here, and even though there's only 3 drivers in this pack, they are kind of going for it.
They're trying to fight for the lead.
And a couple drivers.
The 36 wants to lead this thing badly, and you can tell he really wanted the 71 to go with him.
85 of Casey Drake and Rod Flagg off the lead lap. They are moving to the outside, respectfully getting out of the way. And as we were mentioning earlier, we were estimating the fuel load to be at about 25 laps. The majority of these drivers have hit about lap 20 in the books here, so we should see pit stops, I'm assuming, within the next 5 laps.
This pack of 3 may just become a pack of 5, a couple lap cars tagging on, the 10 and the 85. And the 36 is looking to the outside once again. I don't know if he's trying to get air or if he really wants that lead.
Yeah, those 2 extra cars coming on really helped this pack, because the 2nd pack was starting to catch them.
Yeah, the more cars, the merrier, and the 36 pounding the back bumper, the 72 down the straightaway, trying to get something done here, trying to move this pack along. But these guys just not formed up the way that they need to be.
So again here, race summary thus far. We've completed 51 laps, soon to be 52 out of 90 in the books. We've had 5 cautions for 19 laps, so a long portion, but we are under a pretty good sized green flag run here. We're about to experience our first set of green flag stops.
Those 2 lap cars are trying to get out there and I think get their laps back.
Rod Flag to the outside of the 71 machine right now, but he's got no help behind him on the outside. And again, these are lap cars. The number 10 and the number 85 in this pack are lap cars.
Rod Flag is 2 laps down now. He sees 1 lap down right ahead of him. If there is 1 lap down, he gets back onto that 1 lap down and passes the leader. He's going to get the wave around on the next stop and get his lap back on the lead lap. But here come the 3 leaders down pit lane.
I'm not sure if the 72 made it.
I think he did, and that was a perfect pit entry if he made that. And I think he did.
Keep us updated on that, Evan. These guys now, the 57, 49, 25, 44 is your new lead pack.
The 72 did not get a penalty. He did just left side tires and fuel.
Well, great pit entry by him then.
And you can see here exiting the pits. Looks like there's a pretty good gap between the 72 and the drivers he pitted with. Hopefully, I don't know how they will blend back together. I'm sure they will manage to get back to the threesome they were to get drafting together.
Yeah, the 72 just needs to not get up to speed as quickly as they can and just try to...
A little bit of bumping getting on the track there behind them. I don't know if you guys caught that, but the 71 and the 36 got a body slammed merging off the apron.
Yeah, I saw that.
And everybody else on pit lane here, that second pack. See, we have Lucas Cram, Seth DeMerchant, Kyle Manger, everybody exiting the pit. So obviously there was a significant difference in time between the 2 packs. Let's see what the gap is once everybody does merge back together.
So 3 cars in a pack right now. Where are your leaders? 72, 71,
Lucas
36.
Cram.
Cram's going around.
Cram, he hit the grass there, merging back onto the track. And that sent him sideways through the safety pavement on the inside back straightaway there.
Single car wreck, no yellow. These guys will keep going. And his only response was crap.
And again, I want to apologize. The ticker is incorrect now. I will try to fix that the best I can for the time being. There is a lot more than 5 laps to go, so please neglect the ticker. This is a 90-lap race, and there are 35 laps to go. But there are also 36 minutes on the timer, so we do have to keep close eye on that.
So if they go green, they can make that.
Yeah, if they go green, they can. It's a matter of will they go green. I think they're pretty much spread out enough that there shouldn't be any more big wrecks.
Yeah, there's a 3-car pack and then like a 6-car pack.
All it takes is 1 car to go around and bring out a yellow, so...
So up front right now, the same 3 drivers that were leading are still ahead, but worth noting is the second pack right now is only 3.5 seconds behind these guys right now.
Yeah, and they're starting to catch them a little bit, having 6 cars instead of the 3 that the lead pack has right now.
It's kind of an interesting use of our prime time battle track. I've never used it in this regard, but we can see the lap times right now. Dominic Lee, basically a 47-second flat last time by. Cozy almost 7/10 faster right now. That gap, which was almost 4 seconds, now down to 3. So they will be there in a matter of time.
These guys trying to push up front as hard as they can, and not going to get very far when the pack behind you's got more cars. and almost a battle for the lead. 72 tried to duck below. I think the 71 got a little bit loose on the front bumper, and he's down low on the apron, almost a bumper hook.
Wow, let's see if he's able to regain his momentum or if he's going to drop back to no man's land. Hopefully he does.
He's dropping back to no man's land. There's no saving it now.
188 miles an hour.
At least not that I know.
Oh, wait, no, they're about the same speed right now. I believe he'll be fine. They may even help him. I don't know.
Yeah, they got out of their own draft there, the 72. And,
yeah, I think the 36 might have been trying to help him.
Yeah.
But that's really going to help the second pack catch up.
Absolutely. Couple more lap cars here, the 01 and looks like the 89 machine, and the 36 now pushing the 72, and the 36 keeps looking the outside once again.
Don't look in the mirror, guys, because right now Michael Cozy Jr. in the 77, he's only 1 second behind this, and he also has kind of the draft assist of those 2 lap cars. I don't know if he'll use it or not, but regardless of such, they're going to be there in 2 laps. And who's that yellow car to the inside? Caleb Weekly.
No caution.
See, he's just running the top here. The leaders come to his inside and clear, and he hit the wall running by himself down the straightaway there. Don't see that very often. Back up front, the leaders are trying to do their best to make the best time they can, but it's going to be inevitable. This pack is here, and we're going to have about an 8-car, maybe even 9-car lead draft.
Don't look now, here comes the second pack of the full head of steam. What are they going to do when they catch him? I expect the 7 to duck to the outside. There he goes, followed by the 77 machine. They're going to be 2 by 2 by 2 once again.
This is where things start to get dicey again.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys going to be fighting for the lead. And around goes the 7.
Rodney Wofford.
No caution. What?
Down to the inside, the 49 machine is with him. The 49 machine being Robbie Lyons. Looks like the yellow flags, the guy in the flag stand is just kind of... There it goes.
Officials just threw the caution.
I said things were going to get dicey.
Yeah, bumper hook off the off of turn 4 there. Looks like from Michael Cozy Jr. So that's going to wound up the field here on lap 62. That was a very good run, about 35 laps or so complete. And Spencer Preet will attempt to catch up to the pace car here. Pace car in the middle of the back straightaway. Spencer Preet and lead pack all catching up and regrouping here as we have another caution.
Still 20 cars in 20 cars in the lead lap that'll get stacked back up.
There are 30 minutes left in this race, and the ticker is playing games with us again. There are 28 laps left. So again, after this caution is over, which obviously the laps take quite a while, I don't know if we're going to complete the distance at this point. It's going to be razor close, and that's on the contingency that we do not get any further yellows.
If we go green to the end, it's going to be close. If we have one more yellow, it'll definitely be no. There'll be no caution, no more, or will not end it. It will not end in 90 laps.
See how hard English is there, Evan?
Yes.
So Spencer Preet, Seth DeMerchant, Dominic Lee, and a whole bunch of others to the attention of their pit crews this time by. Looks like 2 tires from a bunch, some fuel only I see. Spencer Preet being the first off of pit lane. Once we do get regrouped, we will do a quick through the field of the drivers that are still in the race. Remember, we started with 42, essentially a full grid. We are down to about 28-ish cars on track. That number fluctuates as drivers try to get damage repaired. There are 27 laps in this race. It is not 4 laps to go. Please note that. I've talked about it plenty, but I know I will continue having to talk about it until we eventually get that issue sorted. So we will use this opportunity to take you to another Primetime Racing TV side-by-side commercial, so stay with us and we'll be back with you for the restart.
I grew up in Northern California, and my parents were just really big race fans and took my sister and I to, sprint car races pretty much every Friday and Saturday night. So I did outlaw kart racing from 7 till I was 14. And then that's when I got into 360 and 410 wing sprint cars.
And we're back here on Primetime Racing TV for the restart here. Again, the race is not over. It is about 25 laps to go at this point. Spencer Preet has the lead. We did have about a 7-car pack before the caution was before the caution happened, but we're now back to about 20. What we got? About 20 drivers in that will be in the lead pack for this restart.
And I believe this is where craziness starts again.
You mean it hasn't already happened?
It's already started, but it's going to get even crazier.
It's going to be like, yeah, pretty much. I didn't know what to say there. So these guys once again stacked up, doubled up, ready to go back green here. Evan Black, take us away for the restart.
All right, and the pace car is getting ready to pull in, and it does. And Preet is going now, and the green flag is back in the air.
Both lanes got a pretty good restart there. The 77 on the outside trying to get these guys forward back up. They're pretty much even going down into turn number 1.
Spencer Preet with the assistance of, who is that? Michael DeGroat in the 90. Here we go, we're wrecking.
Caution flag.
68, the 71.
Wow. The 95 of Cole Borch that barely got through that.
Here we go again. Let's go dust off. I mean, we don't need to dust off that replay. I think we need to give it a break.
Trust me.
We're gonna have to give it a drink. I'm pretty sure it's more tired than we are at this point. But here we come into turn number 1.
Wow, the 71, questionable. I mean, no. I thought he was on the apron for a while, and then decided to come back up onto the track. But no, he hit the apron, overcorrected, and came up across the nose of the 2 once again, and caused another big wreck. The 68 almost got upside down. The 95 of Cole Borgstad barely slipping through. The 89 almost got through that, but head-on collision with the 68 machine. Unbelievable.
This is the 7th yellow flag of the race from the 22nd coming to 23rd lap of caution. There will be some more after that. 23 laps to go in the books. There are 22 minutes on the timer. Unfortunately, this will confirm the race will be a timed race. We don't know exactly how many laps it will be, but
these guys got about 25 minutes left, I believe, to complete this race. I don't know what you're showing, Evan.
22 minutes flat at this point on the official graphic.
I hear a few drivers clutching in. I wonder if fuel's a little bit of a concern for them.
They could just be playing it safe. I'm not sure how many laps they can go here.
We estimated about 25 laps, and if you remember when we did kind of have that green flag run, it was at about 25 laps. So assuming that that is the case, so if they do pit at this point, it shouldn't have any concern, I would not imagine. So again, we are at the Daytona 225 for the SuperSpeedway Cup League DXT Series. There are, again, and I hate having to repeat myself, there are about 22 laps to go at this point. We did get a message in chat about timed finishes. Right now we're at 20 minutes left. There are 20 some odd minutes left, well, 23 laps, 22, what have you. When iRacing designates that there's not enough time to complete the next lap, it will throw the white flag then. So you'll know maybe in turn 3 and 4 that, alright, I'm coming to the white, we're not going to have time to run another lap after that. So it's going to be an on-the-fly thing. You're going to come off turn 3 and 4, and there's the white flag.
And these guys will kind of have a general idea of when it happens. They'll be keeping an eye on the time, and you know, they can see it from their cars. It's just a matter of, you know, when iRacing decides to do it. Because could be when the time hits 0, or it could be somewhere before, with, you know, within like 30 seconds to a minute.
Yeah, it all depends where you are on the track and how much time is left, and when iRacing designates that we don't think you're going to have time to run another lap. And that's, of course, if it's under green. If it's under yellow, I mean, there are times we've had green-white checkers, there's times it's ended under yellow, there's been times we've had one-lap shootouts. If that's the case, it's really anybody's guess. Saw this ticker flash on and off a couple times, doing what I can on my end here mid-race to fix the problem. I don't have the ability to do so.
Yes, it does. Handle it like an endurance race, pretty much.
Basically, as the driver, as Brandon alluded to, you're kind of watching the time. They know the rules of the series, and that time does come into play. So you kind of know what to expect. You'll kind of be in the driver's seat, expecting maybe there's 3 laps to go, and then you kind of have to plan your move, not kind of knowing when the end is, but at the same time, it's a little bit of a surprise. People have asked in the past, why are these races timed? Well, a couple reasons. They do like the races ending in timely fashion. I mean, there are races like this that could unfortunately drag on
for 3 hours.
Be dragging on 3 hours if there's a whole bunch of cautions. And for broadcasting purposes, most companies, including ourselves, we usually base most races off a 2-hour time frame, so try to keep it in that just to kind of make all ends happy. And a word I can't find again. I'm struggling for vocabulary this far into the broadcast. But as I digress, we have 1 lap to go before the restart, so we will get doubled up yet again. Spencer Preet and Michael Cozy to the outside will lead this restart down.
So yet again, and I lost track of how many cautions we've had tonight. These guys.
Too many.
These guys, these guys stacked up, doubled up, and ready to go back green flag racing here from the Daytona International Speedway. Pace car getting ready to duct into safety of the Daytona International Speedway pit road.
It's the backstretch, Brandon.
Oh my God, yeah, Brandon, you were just throwing me off. I was like, am I still watching the replay? But
still on the backstretch.
Jumping the gun there, Batman.
Sorry, my camera view looked exactly like the front stretch where they were.
We still got another 45 seconds.
You know all those grandstands and that straight bit, that, you know, they're a little bit different?
Well, I was way zoomed in on a vehicular, so.
At least you didn't call it a Facebook.
It's been a long broadcast already. I'm sorry.
So let's try that again, Brayden.
Pace car getting ready to duck down into the safety of the Daytona International Speedway pit road. These guys ready to get back on the loud pedal, waiting for the green flag to come back into the air. The 72, 77 makes your front row. Pace car ducks off. Green flag back in the air. They're back on the loud pedal.
Spencer.
Big bump from Harry Tiller up on the top side of the 77.
Yeah, Spencer Preet did not have much help there in the form of Michael DeGroat. So here he comes on the outside here. They have the momentum at the moment.
2 by 2 by 2 in the front 3 rows here, trying to get something done. The outside not very strong right now.
On to the super stretch here on the back straightaway. 15 minutes left in the race. Spencer Preet does have behind him Michael DeGroat in the 90, the 36, Dominic Lee behind them. About 10 cars here in the lead draft here as we enter turn 3.
72 gets a decent run down on the low side, followed by the 90 machine. The 77 doesn't really have anywhere to go now, and Harry Tiller kind of backed off his back bumper, and now he's got a little bit more help coming to the high side.
3 drivers up there. The 66 machine of John Amati, he's joined them up here. And we do have behind them about 4 or 5 drivers led by Cole Borks. I'm sorry, not led by Cole Borkstedt. Led by, and I got a little excited there. Led by Casey Drake, I believe, trying to join this pack.
They're 3 wide up towards the top side. Rod Flag tried to maybe get something done. Not gonna happen. They're gonna settle back out now, and these guys are chopping down all over the place, slicing and dicing left and right here, and nothing good normally comes from that.
Remember Rod Flag? We watched him under the green flag stops a couple sequences ago. He was 2 laps down at one point with all the yellows and wave arounds and whatnot. He's back on the lead lap. He's back ready to win this race.
Yeah, absolutely. He wants to get something done here tonight and believes that he probably has the car to do it as long as he can maneuver through this pack here. Top side starting to get something done once again. They have more vehicles up there now. Tiller pushing as hard as he can on the back bumper of the 77, or the 72 rather.
Needs to help. Watch out entering the turn there. Do not hit the back of the 72. He does not do so. It does cause the outside to lose a little bit of time there. All that we have up top there is the 3 drivers, including John Amati there. There's not enough to keep the outside line going.
So these guys just crossing the stripe now, getting ready to go down into turn number 1. The top side, these guys trying to work with them, and the 72 makes contact with the 77 down into 1.
Tight quarters racing through 3 and 4. They're really trying on the outside to side draft, to slow down the momentum on the bottom, to keep that outside surging. Almost caused a wreck there in the process, but here they come. They got that momentum down the back straightaway, and Spencer Preet is going to be cleared. Drops to the bottom, not quite, had to move back to the top.
Yeah, there was a little bit of indecisiveness from the 72, and by the time they decided to make the call to go down, they wasn't clear.
Here comes Harry Tiller, 3 wide to the outside.
The center of the pack.
But he has John Amati.
Tiller trying to get something done up at the very top.
John Amati was up there to help them in the 3rd lane. Chose not to stay there. They will move back. Tiller ended up losing a couple spots in that exchange.
Yeah, Tiller gets shuffled back to 36 now on the back bumper for the lead of the 77. Will he try to duck to the outside once the outside gets formed again? No, he will get that opportunity taken away by the 21, I believe it is.
Yeah, 21 with Glenn Hedrick now leading that outside lane. He's up there even with the 77 now.
15 laps to go in the race. 12 minutes left on the timer. That is going to be very close if this thing does make it all 90 laps. Again, apologies for the ticker. The race is not over. The lap counter is wrong, but regardless of that, here comes Glenn Hedrick on the outside. He has Michael DeGroat on the outside now. They're really side drafting the inside line here, and I hope that doesn't cause another one.
The 21 trying to lead this outside pack here, but they're not quite formed up. That'll give the advantage to the low side down the back straightaway.
3 wide back there in the 4th row.
72 and 69 trying to get something done at the very top of the SuperSpeedway now. They're 3 wide in the center of this pack.
Tiller drops back down to the middle.
Spencer Preet went for going for the lead. He's going to drop all the way to the back of this lead draft here, all the way back to about the 10th to 11th position here. There's 14 laps to go. He's going to have to get to the front, and he's not going to have a lot of time to do it.
Two by two, once again, the 77 on the low side. Now it's the 36 up high in front of the 21. He managed to jump up there. He's going to try to challenge for the lead.
As we come down the Daytona super stretch here, Dominic Lee, have not talked about him leading the pack at all. Here he comes with the help for the 21 of Hedrick. Well, Hedrick, excuse me, but he's going to drop to the bottom. Yes, he is. He's going to drop to the bottom and cut the momentum off of Michael Cozy Jr.
77 checks up a little bit, trying to avoid getting on the back bumper of the 36 now. The outside line trying to get formed up once again. Now the 21 is going to try to challenge for the lead once again here on the high side. 36 trying to get the side draft, but yeah, he's actually going to pull ahead just a little bit going down into turn number 1.
Michael DeGroat in the 90. He is behind the 21 on the outside. You can see him really looking to the outside, trying to take a peek. Can't decide if he's going for fresh air or if he's trying to go 3 wide. There's only 12 laps to go in the race. And here we go, the big one. We're wrecked.
Turning upside down goes a 21 down the back straightaway. Barrel rolling down the back straightaway.
Glenn Hedrick, just talking about him for the lead. There's Harry Tiller again. There's the 36 of Dominic Lee, the 66 John Amati.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Upside down, up and over went the 21 down the back straightaway. Oh my, oh my.
The 77 is taking responsibility for that wreck.
The 77 classic bumper hook here from Daytona. And
yeah, that was just, he hit him square in the right rear quarter panel, and you could just see.
The 21 machine went for a wild ride. Glenn Hedrick there and back cut all four wheels, went for a power slide through the pavement. Unbelievable.
Reminiscent
wreck.
of Tony Stewart 2001 Daytona 500 there. Some barrel rolling down the back straightaway.
Yeah, I was just thinking of that, and luckily no one else hit him while he was upside down from the looks of it. And wild ride. Blowover style wreck for the 21 machine.
So there are just under 9 minutes left on the timer. There are 11 laps left in the race, so the race will likely end with, in what we have, at least 6 minutes left of yellow, I believe, 2 laps at the very least. So we'll probably get this race remaining with about 2 minutes left on the clock.
So that'll probably 2-3 laps, at 3 laps at most.
So we will take you to what should be our final commercial break here on Primetime Racing TV. We'll be back with you for what should be the final restart.
When I was 16 years old, I was working in a Goodyear tire store, and my boss actually built an old dirt car, street stock Monte Carlo. Went with him one night, fell in love with it. It was a hell of a race, hell of a party, and a big fight afterwards. I was like, this is it. This is it for me. It wasn't long after that, I was driving an old 78 Camaro out of the weeds at that guy's farm. We pulled that thing out and made a race car out of it, and away we went. You know, I think a driver has more to do with the equation going back and racing dirt, whether it's a modified, a late model. You can do more with the race car. You know, the harder you drive it, a lot of times, the better it goes. You can crawl up on that wheel and feel like you made the difference at the end of the night. Asphalt car, you can't overdrive them. Well, that was the first thing that I had to learn right off the bat is, oh my gosh, I've got to discipline myself, not overdrive this thing, and that's how you get the most out of it. Truth be told, communicating the right information to your crew and your crew chief so they can do their job and make their appropriate adjustments for you to go faster and do your job is probably 90% of the game in our world. I've always loved late models. You know, my dream was to be a late model driver driving for a living across the country like Daryl and Don do that drive for me. I mean, that was, truth be told, that was my dream, you know. I always wanted a semi. I always wanted a stacker trailer with 2 hot rods in it and let's go racing. Let's take off with your buddies and go race and chase that dream. Never in a million years did I think it would turn into a Cup Series, and I actually have an opportunity to own 2 you know, dirt late model teams. When you think of iRacing, you don't think of a video game. It's not. It's way above and beyond any of that. You know, dirt racing changes so much. The track changes so much. Being able to capture that, to, you know, experience all those details that surround dirt racing and make dirt racing what it is what makes iRacing so cool, because they did nail all of that. I knew when they came to our shop and scanned cars and went to the detail of getting that car right, I knew that it was going to be over the top, because it blew my mind just the work that went into making sure the car itself was legit. This sport has been around a long time. The competition can't be replaced, and that's what brings people back to the racetrack week in and week out.
And we're back here on Primetime Racing TV for what will be the final restart. There are how many laps left in the race, my friends?
8 laps to go.
And there will be 3 minutes left on the timer, so at the very least we'll get 4 laps in. So the white flag will come out abruptly, but you'll have a vague idea of it on the ticker, so just take note of that. As Michael Cozy Jr. will be the leader for this restart.
They're stacked up, doubled up, ready for the restart once again. Pace car ready to make that hard left turn into the safety of pit lane. And there goes green flag back in the air here now. They're on the loud pedal once again. The outside line stacked up there. They're not going to get a good restart at all.
Corey Smith did not go there. Really killed the momentum up top. Now Kyle Manger is going to move behind the 71 of Chris Patton here. Haven't talked about Manger all day.
Oh, the Harry Tiller with a huge block on the 44. I thought that was going to be a wreck.
Yeah, that was very aggressive, especially for a damaged car, but everyone was able to continue safely.
Harry Tiller holding basically the entire field back there with his damage, or he was. Maybe he got loose, but these are split into 2 packs now.
But up front, Manger is by himself on the outside lane here. The bottom has all the help, but just as I say that, the 9 TJ Cray, haven't said his name all day. He's on the outside helping Manger here with, I believe that to be Seth DeMerchant behind him. Not Seth DeMerchant.
Side by side now, these guys in a group of 7 here, and the front pack here trying to race as hard as they can. They know the white flag's going to be coming out within just a couple of laps here.
I was correct. Seth DeMerchant in the 57. He is up there, but he is not on the lead lap, so neglect him from positions right now.
He's trying to help out these guys, though. He's pushing the outside line, trying to get them moving forward.
The timer has 1.5 minutes left. I expect this to be 2 laps to go this time by, folks. Just take that as reference. As Kyle Manger on the bottom takes the lead, the outside with TJ Cray leading it has kind of lost some momentum, but watch out, Chris Patton's really getting tight on the back bumper of Kyle.
These guys slicing and dicing, chopping left and right, up and down into the racetrack now. They've really got to be careful where they're going.
That they do, and there's 1 minute on the clock, so we should be getting the white flag this time by as we complete this lap that we are on. So the battles are going to get tight. This is the last opportunity. You're going to have to make something happen.
25 trying to defend the best he can, now going down the back straightaway here. The 9 gets next to him. What will happen coming to the white flag here? They've got to hope that there isn't another yellow here before they get the white.
We should be getting the white. We may not. Let's see. The white will come out and surprise us all. But off turn 4 here. Here comes Manger on the inside, but the 9 on the outside has gotten some head of steam here. Here he comes. Looks like we're going to get another lap out of it.
This should be 2 to go this time now. And time about to run out.
Lucas Cram to the inside, all the way to the infield grass. That may cause a caution, not quite sure. But up front for the lead, Manger's holding off on the inside, but Seth DeMerchant, the white flag is in the air. Will we be coming to the checkers this time by? We're coming to the checkers this time by, folks.
These guys, that caught everyone.
This is the battle for the win. Off turn 3 in for Manger to the inside. We have TJ Cray on the outside. Who's it going to be for the win?
Side by side, 25 on the low side, 9 on the top side. They're wrecking, coming to the line almost. The 9 gets the win.
TJ Cray manages to win this race. That white flag, we told you it was going to surprise all of us, and it most certainly did. We got it on the middle of the back straightaway. We thought we would get it with enough time to have a full lap, but iRacing didn't want to call it that way, so...
It never even showed up for me.
Yeah, I got it off of turn 4. I'm sorry, in the middle of the back straightaway, we got it on the broadcast here. You can see here coming to the line. I believe there was a bumper hook there from Preet onto Seth DeMerchant, but I don't think it affected the finishing order at all.
So that was an interesting finish, to say the least.
Yeah, so TJ Cray, we will, we're almost a little long here on the broadcast, so we will wait to talk to your winner and potentially one more. So just hold with us for one more quick commercial. We'll be back with you in less than a minute.
When I was 16 years old, I was working in a Goodyear tire store, and my boss actually built an old dirt car, street stock Monte Carlo. Went with him one night, fell in love with it. It was a hell of a race, hell of a party, and a big fight afterwards. I was like, this is it. This is it for me. It wasn't long after that, I was driving an old 78 Camaro out of the weeds at that guy's farm. We pulled that thing out and made a race car out of it, and away we went. You know, I think a driver has more to do with the equation going back and racing dirt, whether it's a modified, a late model. You can do more with the race car. You know, the harder you drive it, a lot of times, the better it goes. You can crawl up on that wheel and feel like you made the difference at the end of the night. Asphalt car, you can't overdrive them. Well, that was the first thing that I had to learn right off the bat is, oh my gosh, I've got to discipline myself, not overdrive this thing, and that's how you get the most out of it. Truth be told, communicating the right information to your crew and your crew chief so they can do their job and make their appropriate adjustments for you to go faster and do your job is probably 90% of the game in our world. I've always loved late models. You know, my dream was to be a late model driver driving for a living across the country like Daryl and Don do that drive for me. I mean, that was, truth be told, that was my dream, you know. I always wanted a semi. I always wanted a stacker trailer with 2 hot rods in it and let's go racing. Let's take off with your buddies and go race and chase that dream. Never in a million years did I think it would turn into a Cup Series.
So we're back here on Prime Time Racing TV. At this point, we would usually interview your top 3, including your winner, but unfortunately, we don't have access to anybody. So we're going to kind of wrap it up early, give you the running order here for the finish, and call it a day. So, again, with your win here today was TJ Cray in that interesting last lap finish. Kyle Manger in second, Chris Patton in third, Spencer Preet, Michael Cozy, Corey Smith, Travis Brown, TJ Buck, John Amati, and David Warren rounding out the top 10.
Dominic Lee in 11th, Harry Tiller in 12th. Then we got Lucas Cram, Robbie Lyons, Daniel Jackson, Glenn Hedrick, Rod Flagg, Seth D. Marchant, Rodney Wofford, and Cole Borgstadt right out of the top 20. And here are the rest of the results.
So the rest of the results are going to flash on the screen now. And let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors here on the channel. And we appreciate every single one of them. Before I read them off, I'd like to say, thank you to all of our sponsors here on the channel. And if you'd like to become a sponsor for Primetime Racing TV, we are a rapidly growing channel here on the iRacing service. And we'd love to have any partners here. You can email us via our website, primetimeracingtv.com. So, Air Movement and Fabrications, a longtime partner with us here. Nottingham's choice for custom signs, designs, repairs, and all things metal. Visit them online at airmovefabs.co.uk or find them on Facebook. Air Movement and Fabrications, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Also, Krutz Custom Graphics, custom racing shirts, hero cards, paint schemes, and much more. From local racers to big race teams, we've got your back. Based out of upstate New York, Krutz Custom Graphics is the motorsports design specialist. Also, an official partner with Primetime Racing TV. Also, its other sponsors include iBog.co and Tabor Web Designs.
Did you get it all in the right order that time?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's a broadcast here. Thanks for watching the DXT series via the SuperSpeedway Cup League here on Primetime Racing TV. Catch us Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Well, catch us later in the week for some more broadcasts. We got a full week here on Primetime. Again, I'm Corey Silva, Evan Black, and Brandon Krutz all signing out of the booth. Have a great night.
Have a good one.